Hi there, I'm Paul Archer from dronesbuyer.com, and today I'm going to review my favorite beginner hexacopter of all time, the MJX x600. It's not really for newbies as the size is quite impressive, but it's still very easy to handle. Originally mine looked this way, a very badass black hexacopter with a sleek look. I had to replace some parts and unfortunately I got the wrong color mixed up, but even so I must admit it looks pretty great. Although mine is a little old by now, it still stands strong and it feels well built overall. I have had some experience with others like the Tarantula or even some Sima drones, and some of them had a cheap plastic feeling that you don't find on the MJX hexacopter. Getting back to its colors again, I mostly like the all black version, but it also comes in all white. In day flight, people might have a hard time figuring out which way is the front, so I recommend you either put on some color tape on the back arms or get another set of different colored spare props, for example, and change some to better figure out orientation. First of all, it comes with 3 difficulty settings that control the speed and maneuverability of the aircraft depending on your skill level. I recommend the first time flyers to start in beginner mode, duh, and after you get to know the flight patterns a bit, change it into intermediate. The flying modes can be easily changed by the press of a button in the controller. And you also have a visual cue from the LCD display on the controller that fills an oval shape gradually, depending on the difficulty of the mode you're in. The third, Expert mode, does not change the speed of the drone compared to intermediate, but does do something quite unique. It makes it so every turn you make will result in a flip. This is very difficult to fly in and burns through the battery like crazy. If you want to do fun flips and barrel rolls, I recommend you fly only in intermediate mode and press the top right button each time you want to flip. The 2.4 GHz controller is surprisingly well built for the price, and it actually has a very close resemblance to the more professional, hobby-grade ones around. There are trim buttons for every direction, so you can adjust the aircraft if it drifts to a side. The transmitter also adapts to your favorite piloting style, so you can switch the stick functions from pitch and roll from the right stick to the left one or back. There's also a button for each stick that controls whether you want the stick to come back to a stable position or remain in the spot you left it. The controller also has his unique calibration button that allows you to gradually set the throttle speed to be more or less responsive. The C4006 camera is specifically made for this drone, and its main use is mostly FPV. It records in 720p with okay quality for an FPV cam, although there are some issues with it draining the battery too fast. If you want to check out my recommendation on whether to buy the camera or not, check out the full review in the description. When it comes to battery life, the drone actually does incredibly well. The 700 mAh enables it to fly for up to 12 minutes from my experience, more than most other quadcopters I've tried so far, which only go for a maximum of 8 minutes or so. The way the battery is built enables it to pack quite a power punch, and the 7.4 volt do a great job if you want to fly more acrobatically and fast. As I forgot to mention, one small feature that makes a big difference is the on and off button on top of it. It might seem obvious and typical, but most drones usually start flickering the lights right as the battery is connected, and it's kinda annoying to have to disconnect the battery each and every time. Personally, I find this hexacopter to be better than most drones at this price range, both quality and function-wise. I very much enjoy flying it through the trees as it's very nimble and responsive, and so far it's probably my most favorite toy level drone. The size is great for indoors flight as well as outdoors, and its durability is something out of this world. Please don't forget to comment, like and share this video. Also subscribe and visit the link in the description for the full review.